This is Redmi's latest Note phone, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. Over the years, the Note series has evolved. It started out as a powerhouse at a very affordable price, but lately it's shifted focus. While it still offers just about enough performance, the focus it's now more on the cameras, the design, durability, the overall day-to-day experience. With the Note 15 Pro Plus, Redmi is really leaning into that just about enough philosophy to the point where this almost doesn't feel like a full upgrade over the previous model from earlier this year. If anything, it actually feels more like a side grade. Let me explain. But before that, if this is your first time here or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, and let's get started. Alright, first up, let's get the unboxing out of the way. Here's the box for the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. The base model is still 12256, just like the last time. Opening it up, you've got a white insert that holds the SIM ejector tool, the usual paperwork, and an opaque soft case. Pretty standard stuff. Now let's talk about the phone itself. This here is the blue variant, but it's also available in purple, black, and white. Now the first thing I noticed when I picked this up, the 15 Pro Plus, it feels really wide in hand. Now that's because the screen's gotten bigger and now curves on all four sides. We'll get to that a little bit later. Inside the box, you also get a USB-A to USB-C cable with those signature orange accents and a 90-watt hypercharge adapter, same as before. What's new here is the battery. The Note 15 Pro Plus, it now packs a 7000 mAh silicon carbon battery. This does make charging slightly slower, but honestly, these numbers are still excellent. A 13% increase in battery capacity without adding any additional weight, and the phone, it's actually slimmer than before. Can't really complain. So remember when I said the Note 15 Pro Plus is more of a side grade? Well, here's why. Now with every upgrade, there is a trade-off. For example, the battery capacity has gone up, the screen size is now bigger, but in the process, we've lost the metal frame and the glass back. This time around, the back is fiberglass and the frame is plastic. Now the curved back and the display, they do make the phone feel slimmer than it actually is, which is nice, but it just doesn't feel as premium as its predecessor. Now here's one thing I noticed when using this phone in hand, that extra width from the bigger screen, about 4mm, it's very noticeable. Even with my larger hands, single-handed usage is a bit of a stretch. On the feature side, you still get NFC and an IR blaster, which is always nice to see. The IP rating, that's been bumped up. We get IP69K, and according to Redmi, the Note 15 Pro Plus can now handle immersion at up to 2 meters for 24 hours. So definitely a solid improvement in durability. Under the hood, the Note 15 Pro Plus is the first time we are seeing the Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 in action. Now if you are expecting a huge bump in performance, don't. Well, technically there is a bump in performance, but it's really subtle. Comparing it to the 7S Gen 3 on the 14 Pro Plus, the cores are the same, the split up is the same, the GPU is basically the same too. What's different is that the Prime core, it's clocked 200 MHz higher and the GPU sees roughly a 7% performance bump. Not massive, but there is a little bit more headroom this time. On the bright side, this isn't a power-hungry SoC, so even after a 20-minute stress test, the phone stayed cool, never breaking 40 degrees, and there was no throttling. So yeah, performance is consistent and it does run quite efficiently. Now there is enough performance here to handle most games as long as you're willing to make a few compromises with graphic settings. And from an ergonomics perspective, gaming on this phone was actually quite comfortable. The extra width works in its favor here. Now the display, that's a standout upgrade. It's still a 1.5K OLED at 120Hz, but now it's larger at 6.83 inches. It's also slightly brighter, and under low light conditions below 80 nits, it switches to 3840Hz high frequency PWM dimming instead of 1920Hz. Now there are a couple of things to note here. First, Redmi swapped out the Victus 2 from the 14 Pro Plus with their own Dragon Crystal glass. Now is that an upgrade or a downgrade? Well, that depends on how much you trust Xiaomi's own glass over Corning's, so for now let's just call it a side grade. The thing that bothered me the most is the four-side curve on the display. Don't get me wrong, I personally love curved panels. Swiping on a curved screen feels smooth and natural even when you're performing mundane tasks. And the reflections that many find distracting, they don't really bother me. But what bothers me here is the audience that Redmi claims this phone is aimed at, older users who want a simple, reliable experience with durability and long battery life, ones who like HyperOS and the features it has to offer, like the clarity mode, even if it means a few stutters here and there. It makes you wonder if a flat display wouldn't have been a smarter choice. It would have been easier to apply tempered glass and protect the device. I feel it just would have been more practical for everyday use. So yeah, as much as I like the curves, I feel this is a misstep for Redmi's claimed target audience. What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Now this display, it's paired with stereo speakers that are already excellent at 100% volume, but now Redmi lets you push them even further. Sure, you lose a little bit of clarity at 400%, but the output is insanely loud. Honestly, it's some of the loudest I've come across in recent phones. Now moving on to optics, not a whole lot's changed here. We still get the same triple camera setup as before, and honestly, that is not a bad thing. The primary sensor, it's still the same 50 megapixel Light Fusion 800 that we've seen on Xiaomi flagships. It's paired with an f1.6 lens with OIS, and it performs beautifully. Even under low light, highlights are controlled, shadows retain detail, and nothing looks blown out. The Redmi Note series has really come a long way with respect to optics. Now supporting this primary sensor, we've got a 50 megapixel 2.5x telephoto and an 8 megapixel ultra wide just like last time. Now this adds versatility to the camera setup. And for selfies, there's a new 32 megapixel sensor which performs decently, nothing mind-blowing. It gets the job done. Selfie video still tops out at 1080-60, and honestly, it's nothing to write home about. On the main camera side, 4K 30fps video is average as well. You'll notice some focus hunting and a little EIS jitter. It's very similar to what we saw with the previous generation. So in a nutshell, this is what you get with the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. A slightly bigger, slightly better display, improved speakers, better durability, a small bump in performance, and a 13% higher capacity battery. On the downside, we lose a bit in ergonomics and the premium feel of the glass back and metal frame is gone. Honestly, this feels more like a mid-cycle refresh than a full generational upgrade, and maybe that's what it is. Why it doesn't really bother me is because, at least here in China, the prices haven't really changed. The 15 Pro Plus basically replaces the 14 Pro Plus. And actually the 16512Q, it now even offers satellite messaging without the price being changed. So if Redmi's idea was to deliver a slightly better phone at the same price point just 6 months after the last one, I guess I'm fine with that. That's how I see it. The 15 Pro Plus is a solid, capable phone, not a ton of new features on offer, but if you were already considering the 14 Pro Plus, this basically is a no-brainer. That's my take. What do you think about the 15 Pro Plus? Drop a comment down below. And if you've made it this far, thanks for sticking around. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on more videos like this. And thanks for watching. Ash out.